So let's pretend that we're talking about Nikon Z8 Mark II. I'm going to tell you all the specifications, which is not true. The sound is off.
Anyone is listening, sound.
If anyone is listening, can you hear us? Hello, are you there? Because we are here. It's Friday. It's Grace Westminster live stream. It's Con here. It's Daniel Cruz, who is sales manager at Westminster. He's back. He's also a photographer. He's also the future of this channel. He's going to replace me.
It's a lot of pressure, Con.
That's right. That's right. That's what I'm trying to convince. Like, come on, man. Come on. It's time. It's time to step up. It's time for me to retire. And
don't want to see that. No way.
Come
Never.
On. I want to ride
You're
a horse
forever,
into the
Con.
sunset, you know?
You're here forever.
I'm stuck. I'm actually chained to this desk. You just don't see it, but it's
Never
there.
leave the room, guys.
That's right. Hello, everyone in the chat. Who do we have here? We got John Hughes, Paul P, John Rayleigh, Roy Bigsby.
All right.
Hello, Roy. Long time no see. What time is it in Australia right now? I think it's after midnight, isn't it? We got Simon Ma, Rick Getty, Len Oshman, Per Lyson, Greg Lohan, Andy Hayes in the chat, Terry Ali.
Terry Allen.
He's here. We've got your submission as well, and I will show it later on. We got Michael Reed, Robert M, Jacob, All the Higher Angler, Richard Holland, Ian White, Michael Lally. Everyone is here. Thanks so much for joining me, Jim Lam, Ray Bryden. Wow, it's the links continue. We've got CB in the chat, David Liu, Dave Walker. Fantastic. Well, Joe Vlogs. Perfect. So, couple things first. Yeah. So, we had this challenge photography challenge where you submit your images, so, and it's called My Hometown Challenge, right? So we received 24 submissions, I believe. And if I've missed one, I'm sorry, let me know. I'll show you pictures on the next live stream. But this is your interpretation of this challenge. What's my hometown for you? So is it a town? Is it people? Is it your football team that lost?
Oh, no. Let's not talk about football.
Arsenal. So what is it for you? How would you see it for yourself?
It has to be a combination of people and place, I think. It can be a place, but if the people that made a place, hometown, they're not there, then it's not the same. Combination. What about you, Con? What would you say?
I think that's true. I mean, I said that I'm going to shoot my submission as well. I didn't include it, but you all saw it. It was Kent Mere 200 launch. So I think for me, it was my family. So, and people who I consider to be my family.
Yeah.
So animals. Like my dog, and the place where I live. So that was more important for me. But I did shoot a little bit of London as well, of course.
Of course.
But everyone is different, and you've interpreted this theme in a very different ways. So we're going to start to show it. But in the meantime, Coffee Fund is open. Let's open up. Well, if you haven't brewed your coffee yet, it's early morning in the North America. So it's a good time to do this. I've got this nice blend. Yeah,
it smells delicious.
That's right. So no sugar, no milk. It's absolutely straight on perfect coffee, as I would call it. Let's talk about Kent Mere 200. We both shoot film. So Kent Mere 200 was launched this year by Ilford, a.k.a. Harman, a.k.a. Kent Mere, which is a budget brand, and it's a budget version of Ilford films. And it's I think it's was released to compete with the likes of Foma, which is Czechia, so Czech brand. You haven't shot yours yet.
I haven't gone for my rolls yet. I have seen your pictures though, and I'm quite impressed. I like the contrast in it.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm talking about the film here, and then the pictures are okay. It was the camera, right? The camera was great.
That's right.
Don't you love when people say that? You have a great camera.
I have a great camera. It was a FAM3A. I shot on Pentax 6.7 as well. So, I sometimes, when you have to test film quickly, like I did test Harman Red, right? And I went like, okay, it's F100, this experimental film. Let's shoot for, check like latitude and exposure, speed of the film and things like this. With this one, it's 200 ISO, black and white film, which is advertised with a higher contrast compared to 100 and 400 film. So I just thought, we have a couple of weeks of sun in England, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, timing was great.
Exactly. So I thought, why won't we shoot high contrast scenes and see how much details in there? And
what did you think?
Well, I think it's really good. I think it's definitely what I found with 100 and Kent Mere and 400 is they give you a flat profile, which is great for post processing basically. So, if you scan it, you can edit it.
Yeah.
Or if you print in the darkroom, you can use high grade, and etc. So just to increase the contrast. It's good, but as for some of you who like the things out of the box, who like to shoot film simulation, as you call it, we talk about real film here, yes, not all this digital wood stuff, but it definitely much punchier in terms of color, color production. 50 Shades of Grey, really.
Shades of Grey, gotcha.
Great book, by the way. I haven't read it.
Can't say I have.
But what I found is, it's got great light, great contrast, so lots of details and
grain. Minimal, right?
Yeah, I would say it's very pleasing. It's not as grainy as Kent Mir 400. It's definitely a lot lighter. It's just tiny bit more than 100 Kent Mir. I really like it. On medium format, you get all the same kind of tone reproduction, the high contrast and everything, but the grain is a lot more pleasing. It's almost grainless in a way. So
yeah. Remembering the shots, I think I did like the medium format a little bit more biased, of course, but yeah.
When you do photography, what's your kind of normal film to go to, like in terms of ISO? You go normally with 400, or you try to go lower?
Man, I guess 400 is, I shoot a lot of portrait color, so 400 is usually enough if in London, depending on the time of the year, but yeah. I do shoot a lot of HP4, HP5, so that's all 400, isn't it? So
that's true. But to be honest with you, what I was surprised about, that how much I'm gonna like Kent Mir 200, because you look about budget brand, and I generally tend to kind of shoot with the Tri-X or HP5,
and, classics,
and kind of working in that industry, I can get this film cheaper than in resale, So, but overall, I think Kent Mir 200 is definitely punches above this weight, and it's something that, let's say, on the days like this where where it's not too dark, really. I think it's perfect film, and if you compare it to former 200. Former films are a lot more contrasty, but the problem is if they're not exposed correctly, and they generally, you need to overexpose them, exactly. It's just you get crushed, basically, blacks and whites, and nothing in the middle. And that's where I would call it a kind of a moody look, if you see what I mean. So if you go for that...
It's a look, it's definitely a look. Aesthetic, as the kids would call it,
I think so. Shall we forget about,
no, come on. I've seen some of the pictures, I definitely want to talk about them, but we do enjoy that film chat, don't we?
But that's been announced yesterday, so that's why we decided to talk about it. But we are back to showcase. Let's have a look at your comments first, and then we go to the meat of that presentation. So don't worry, we don't have a lot of submissions. So I think a lot of people, thought maybe, they thought well, my hometown, I'm not sure how I'm going to interpret it. So
it's a bit open, isn't it?
Exactly. So we got a little bit less submissions than normal, but they're great submissions.
So about
nonetheless,
quality, not quantity.
Exactly. That's what we're going to go for. But in the meantime, let's have a look what people say. So John Hughes in the chat, he said, hello, Con, and everyone from North Yorkshire. Taking a break and setting up my new M4 Mini. Fantastic. Time to put some coffee on. M4 Mini is great. I've got one. Yes, so we use it for the lab, and it's perfect. For £500, incredible package. Obviously, you can get more RAM and more, more space, but just for what it is, it's just perfect. And you can, buy an external SSD and just connect to it, and so to get more storage and things like this. Hello, John Rayleigh from Connecticut. Who do we have here as well? So Simon Masters, good morning, Con. Have a fantastic hometown show. So we'll miss your live show today and next week, since I'm flying with my wife to Japan for vacation on the way to the airport. Have you been to Japan?
Oh man, it's top of my list right now. I haven't yet, but hopefully soon. You've been, right?
Yeah, I've been twice, so I definitely recommend. For some of you who haven't been to Japan, definitely. I mean, if you like food, I love Japanese food. Check
the best.
Very inexpensive, compared to, let's say, UK. Yen is cheap compared to pound, let's say, So, I went once, yen was 140 yen per pound. And the second time I went, it was 200 yen per pound. And it definitely feels a lot nicer at 200 yen per pound. But lots of camera choice, lots of places to visit. Get this Japan Rail Pass so you can travel pretty much everywhere. This is something that it's actually cheaper to buy abroad. So,
Oh,
you know,
really? Okay, good tip.
So yeah, if you go in, so you have to book it here, and then you pay either for a week or 2 weeks, and then you can go anywhere. Like if you go to basic things like Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, so that's you get this bullet train, and it's.
I heard a lot about that.
Cool.
How long were you there for?
First time I went, that was 3 weeks, and second time.
Wow, 3 weeks.
Yes.
Quite a decent amount of time as well.
Every time we plan to go somewhere, and we say, shall we just go for like a week or 10 days in Tokyo, rent place, and just do that. And I haven't driven in Japan, so that's another thing. So
you have
I haven't driven yet. So,
okay.
I want to drive in Japan as well. So, it's, I guess once you pass Tokyo, it's probably easy after that. So.
Probably.
All right, let's look at more of your comments in the chat here. So any questions in the chat? Andy is asking, is there a new version of the Nikon magazine, so new issue, I assume. I think the new issue is coming in a month or so. I've seen the preview. Is that the one with bears came out, right?
The cover, yes.
So that one came out.
That's the last.
So that one should be there, Andy. So I haven't seen the other one. So if you don't,
lovely cover, by the way.
Yeah, the mama bear and baby bears. So if you haven't seen it on the website, then definitely email to Katrin at nikonownersmagazine.com, and she will fix that for you because she is the person who deals with everything Nikon owner.
That's right.
I kind of get the tidbits of news, but she just knows all the ins and outs of that. Let's look at more of your questions before we start. I think everything's fine. Thank you very much. Jay Blue says, happy for the challenge day. Con and Daniel, fantastic.
Amazing.
Colin says, good morning from New Zealand. That's crazy. It's 1 a.m. in there right now. Last middle of the night for a few weeks. I will be in the UK for the next 4 months. Well,
all right.
Come say hello.
Stop by.
Absolutely. We'll be happy to see you here. Okay. Right, shall we go to the challenge?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right, you ready? So, some of you sent us several images, which I said is fine, and we're going to show them on one screen. Some of you sent the single images. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put them on the screen, see if that works, and I'm also going to try to see what you wrote in your email to me, just to explain a little bit more about the place. So, let's start. Let's see if it all works. And we're going to start with Arnie Bataglian. I'm sorry for butchering your name. He says, hello, Con. My town is Tamalpais Valley, located in Marin County, California.
Wow.
About 20 minutes north of San Francisco. I've been to San Francisco last year. I haven't made it there because we went back south towards Los Angeles. But if you look at the images, they're absolutely beautiful. They've been taken, some of them on digital and some of them on film.
Oh, wow.
So the first one on the left, on the top left, is basically it's ECTA 100 film, taken on FA2 28mm 2.8 lens.
Lovely.
Yeah, so you see the saturation from the ECTA.
Yeah, straight away.
That's right. So, and then Fuji 400 on the second shot, so it's a top right, Fuji 400 stock, FA2 60s of a second. Beautiful view, beautiful clouds. Then bottom left we got again, so Fuji 400, and the one on the right is Loma 800 film. So here you go. So if you want to know about the film stocks and how they react,
there you are.
You can see
great examples of it.
Absolutely. So
blue is quite saturated, same as the green, so you can tell straight away.
Exactly. Have you shot Lomo 800?
No, I haven't. I haven't shot any Lomo.
Lomo 800 is basically, the rumor is it's a rebadged Ultramax 800, right?
Okay.
So you know those plastic cameras that they sell? It's disposables.
Of course. Yeah.
So they have 800 stock by default because they all shoot on fixed aperture, which is normally f8, f11, and a fixed shutter speed. So you need to get a high-speed film.
Gotcha.
So it's 800 ISO color film.
Yeah.
But if you look at Kodak, the only 800 ISO film is Portrait 800.
Portrait 800, that's right.
It's definitely not Portrait 800 because Portrait 800 is expensive. So the rumor is that it's basically discontinued Ultramax 800 that's been there, and Loma 800 is basically that. So it's a little bit warmer, less neutral compared to Portrait 800. But I do like it for street photography. Like if you like your yellows, so then definitely it's one of those.
Got character for sure.
Absolutely. So next one up, we have Curtis Blake. Let me find his email. Here we go. He said, I really had no idea how to represent my home. This was a good challenge. I couldn't come up with anything too deep because I have only been in my hometown for 4 years. Everything here is pretty new to me still. That said, I decided to cop out and do welcome postcard for my hometown. The bird photo is the most recent, taken on the 2nd of April. So it's Frederick, Colorado, part of the Carbon Valley. So
Let's have a look.
that's what it is.
Ah, lovely. Taken with the Z8, is that?
I think so. Yeah, let's have a look. Let's see. It's it's Nikon Z8 and 7200, so quite a few. He's also using Tamron 150-600 lenses. Yeah, both are good choices. Great shot. I think it should go on the tourist boards, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's UCB fans. So thanks for sending this submission. Let's have a look. David Liu says, over YouTube, did a side-by-side comparison, found Loma 800 to be different from the Fun Saver film. That's interesting. That's interesting. We should talk more. I think we should really talk more film, maybe next week. So why won't we do that? All right. So next image we have here is from David Barnes. Let's see what he says. I'm DJing here, so I'm going through different screens because the images are on one screen and the emails are on another screen. What he says here, morning corn, these are taken this week in a village and RSPB bird reserve in Snettisham, Norfolk. I'm just getting used to my new Z8. So that's in UK.
Beautiful shot.
Absolutely.
Stunning.
It's a nice black and white shot, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, good.
Taken at f22, 200 ISO, 60s of a second, on the Sigma 100-400 lens. Thank you very much, Dave, for sharing it. I do like both shots here. I hope it's got changed. Let's have a look.
Ooh.
I wonder if we are slightly. I just want to make sure everything's functioning here. Let's see. It's yes.
There we are.
Yes, beautiful shots, and obviously it's. I think it's either sunrise or sunset as well. Yes, thank you very much, David. Those are great shots. And then the next one we're going by letter. So the next one we have from Dixon Liu, who is also in California, somewhere near San Francisco. And you can see that because those are cool houses.
Cool cars.
And cool cars.
Yeah.
You know, and I do love those reds.
Staple of Cali.
Is that it? No, that's a Porsche. I thought it was Miata, Mazda. No, it is a Porsche.
The headlights look like a Porsche, but
That's
I don't know my car, so...
Me neither, to be honest with you. This is as far as I go. You know, no, it's definitely a Porsche. So, and it's a nice vintage
really
one.
Cool.
So.
Almost looks like a toy car, but miniature.
That's true. Especially, you know, if you compare those cars, you know, to proper American cars.
Yeah.
They do look tiny.
They do.
Like when you're driving in the States, you need to go a bigger car. Or like when I went there, right? I've rented a car.
Yeah.
And I've rented, what was it, Volkswagen or something like this. Just a standard SUV. That was standard what we call SUV here, like, you know, just a standard SUV car, which is bigger than a hatchback, you know.
Right.
So I go to, you know, to the desk to pick up my keys and everything. It's like, oh, do you want to upgrade to, you know, to a bigger car? And I'm like, it's already big. Well, what's the bigger one? Showing this Mercedes, right? And it's like a 9-seater. It's like a van, basically.
Yeah.
You know, which I was like, I
might as well get an RV.
Exactly. I can probably drive a tank then, you know,
right.
or a truck. Anyway, so the cars, like when we say big cars in Europe and in England, those are kind of medium cars.
Completely different meaning in America.
Exactly. So you see that red Porsche in here, that's a tiny car, really. So, you know, I don't know which car, what car in that kind of yellow green thing, but let's have a look. So David titled this this short, he said, reality left versus dating app photo on the right.
Great title.
It was taken with fantastic camera of a Google Pixel 6 Pro.
Wow.
And it is a San Francisco. It's Potrero Hill. He said, didn't have separate digital camera with me on that day while I was running.
I mean, this is pretty good.
I mean, it's nice to live in San Francisco, go for a run.
Yeah,
as well.
Must be nice.
Yeah, we live in London.
Can go for runs in London.
Thanks for sharing the shot. I enjoy my time in San Francisco. Actually, great places to visit, and obviously the bridge, Golden Gate Bridge and stuff. But just neighborhoods. It's very compact compared to, let's say, Los Angeles.
Is that right?
Los Angeles, you go anywhere. It's like 1 hour drive.
I've
most of it you're stuck in traffic, really. So, that's the thing.
Right.
But San Francisco is a lot more compact, though. Yeah. So.
Not as busy though.
Not as busy, I guess. But we were told to leave our car first of all. Don't leave everything in the car. So you all told us to do this. So all I did was just park my car and we were just taking lifts and Ubers basically everywhere. Right. And it wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $7-8 each way or something like that. So
not bad.
Thank you very much, Dixon, for sharing this photo with us. Let's look at your comments here. Let's see if we missed anything.
That's me.
That was Chris Blake. That's right. Beautiful shot, says Joe Vlogs, and we've got your shot as well, Simon. There. That sun is that? Oh, the car. Okay,
right.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know this one, so that's the thing. I don't know much about it. So San Francisco is only 7 square miles, says David, who lives in San Francisco as
Insane.
well. So. And yeah, the David Drunk Wedding Photographer says you gotta drive an hour each way for good tacos in Los Angeles. And he did drive us to good tacos into some dodgy places over west.
For the best food is, man.
Exactly. The food was amazing. And I'm absolutely grateful for that. Thank you very much, David. Let's go to the next shot. And I really like this shot from Gary Lawson because he kind of went about it. I find it's very, humorous. But it's an interesting execution of the idea, if you see what I mean. And then, of course,
I did see this one come in through the info at Grade.
That's right. That's why I couldn't find it. So the place is called Catford. And he said the name was first recorded in 1254 and relates to an old fort on the side of today's Catford Bridge over the Ravensbourne River. The iconic cat has been clamoring the sign of the Catford Shopping Centre since it was installed in 1974, despite numerous attempts to have it removed. I'm glad they didn't. No one really knows the significance of the cat. And I think that's better this way, isn't it?
Absolutely. Mysterious.
And then obviously, we've got this little mouse there as a comparison who says, please don't tell that giant cat I'm here.
Very humorous.
It's nice. I like it. So Z7 II with the Nikon 24-120 lens, a great setup.
Amazing. Yeah.
Good aperture settings, 125, ISO 6400.
Nailed it.
Nailed it, absolutely. Thank you very much, Greg. I really enjoyed that one.
You cat person, Con? Obviously, I know you have Tilly.
If I would say if you're cat or dog person, I guess I'm more of a dog person, but I'm not that person who say, I hate cats or something. I'm like animal person.
Yeah, nice.
So, any animals are fine. I really wish that when Tilly was growing up, we socialized her with cats. Tilly is she's a COVID baby, COVID dog. Yeah. So we took her during that time, and so there weren't many cats on the streets around that. And the only way we could go to the park and socialize her with people and other dogs. But we didn't have a chance to get it to someone's house because of the lockdown to introduce the cats while she was a pup. So, that's the thing.
Would you have gotten one maybe? Is it a little?
I think at the time, because she's our first kind of first pup, as adults, because growing up we had dogs, but for me it was the more important is can we actually raise a dog ourselves, train it, and things like this. So for us it was just let's do one step at a time.
That's probably the smart thing to do.
So that's the thing. Looking at it now, I think it would be better if you would just get one cat and one dog, so they would live together. But it's too late now. We have 2 cats live nearby from the neighbors.
All right.
As they say, what are their names? They're they're nuts. One is called Pistachio, and that one's called Cashew.
That's great. Come on, it's very creative.
But they do like to come in front of the house and spend some time just catching butterflies.
Yeah.
And Tilly, she can smell them. She can't see them, but she can smell them, and she just goes ballistic.
No.
That's what it is. Have you got any animals?
No, I would probably get a dog as well, but like you said, I'm an animal person, so cats are fun too.
That's right. Maybe a golden fish to start with.
Well, don't know if I can handle all that responsibility, you know, but
You'll get there one day. You know. All right. So let's look at your comments in the chat. For some reason, okay, let me see if we actually, yes, we are there. Okay, so we are slightly delayed here. Thank you very much. Kirill as well. He says, sending coffee for good vibes instead of pictures. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. And thank you, Jay Blue, as well. Yeah, I think we mentioned that before. Okay, so here we go. Who is next? All right. Next one. So we have Gary Lawson, and now we have Greg Lohan. So and Greg, he sent us the picture. Okay, so this is hometown Kansas City, Missouri, and the place called Nelson Atkins Museum of Art. So he took it on 29th of March, so when we announced the challenge, which is good.
Nice.
Which is good on his Nikon Z7. The interesting lens he used Voigtlander 21mm f3.5 color scope Leica M mount via adapter. I have this lens.
Right.
It's tiny.
Yeah.
It's like 51.8 size, but slimmer. 51.8D.
Yeah.
Great lens. Get a bit of barrel distortion. It's not perfect,
Okay.
a bit of vignetting, but it's a perfect lens to have as a spare in your pocket because it's so small.
That small.
Absolutely. So like normally if I go on holiday, I either would take 23 or 35 with me or 28-50, but I also have that 21, and it's crazy.
Fit in your pocket.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look at the image,
I mean, that's great.
well, that's pretty good.
Super sharp.
So he says, I take travel, landscape, cityscape, and architecture photos. I typically take more cityscape and architecture photos just because I live in the city. I like to take walks with my camera. I walked to our local art museum the day after this month's challenge was assigned. Thank you very much, Greg.
Picture, lovely place as well.
How often do you take your camera for a walk?
I do try to have it with me, especially this time of the year when the sun is out.
Sun's out.
Whenever I'm with family, try and register moments really. And I do want a smaller camera to have something a little bit more compact. So my main camera now is the F4 or the Mamiya 7, but they are reasonably large. So maybe an FM3A would be nice.
Have you noticed there's no digital camera actually? So
there isn't. No, don't tell them.
It's like on dating app, so it's like it's a digital camera. There isn't one yet, so I'm looking for one. What if you would buy a digital camera? And look, I'm not holding it against you.
No.
You are using the best medium, which is film cameras, and using film. I'm just stirring the pot really. So no, they're both equally good. But let's say if you like which Nikon camera, digital camera, like let's say if you would have the money and you would just say like this is the one I want to get, which one would that be?
I think it's an easy answer, even though the lens as well. In the shop, if I do want to grab a camera, I usually gravitate towards the ZF and the Voigtlanders. They're just so fun to shoot with. I have grown fond of the Z6 III as well. I do like the camera quite a bit, but ZF just feels a little bit more fun to shoot, and yeah, that's probably what I go for.
Because it looks like a film camera. Is that what it is?
No.
Yeah. All right. Let's look at the chat, see what people say here. So, okay, I'm just gonna quickly scroll down. San Francisco is 7 by 7 square miles with 40 hills. Yeah, it's quite. Yeah, like it's a bit of walk, that's for sure. Up and down. Simon says, great shot, Greg. Let's go further down here. Okay, I think we're good. All right, who is next in the chat? Okay, so Jerome Johnson here.
All right.
He prepared a little presentation for us here.
Very nice.
So Jerome is AKA J Blue.
J Blue.
Who's in the chat. Always a pleasure to see you. He wrote me a letter. He says, on last Saturday, 26th of April, I was able to photograph Columbus, Ohio from a helicopter.
Wow.
It's not every day you get a
That's not every day you do that, no, for sure.
He says, it was a unique opportunity and I enjoyed it very much. Columbus isn't exactly my hometown. I live about a half an hour away, but I am there very often and it is hometown for me in my heart. You see, I think if you would do a submission, you would probably take a photograph from the helicopter over Arsenal Stadium, the Emirates.
Yeah, probably. Well, maybe not right now because I'm a bit, mad at them.
A bit sad, a bit down.
Still love them, but
Don't worry. I will console you now. You'll console me next Saturday when we play City.
playing City, man. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, we got to rip them apart.
Yeah? Love the confidence.
Easily.
I hope you do.
Pep will scratch his head, I can tell you that.
He will quit his job. But this is amazing, though. Very cool perspective. And I know in Rio de Janeiro, they do a helicopter ride as well. So if you guys ever get the chance to go, they do one at sunrise and one at sunset. And the pictures that you get are incredible. You get all the mountains and the seas.
Mountains, you're going to have Jesus.
Yeah.
On the mountain, you're going to see the beach.
The beach, Ipanema, Copacabana. Yeah, it's a beautiful city from above. Well, from the ground as well, but... this is what it reminds me of, but yeah,
absolutely. I was actually one of my things is like I know that every time in New York, I don't go to New York very often, but when I'm there, I was like, should we get a helicopter ride? Have
you ever been in a helicopter at all?
Have I been to helicopter? No, I haven't been to helicopter. I've been on a small plane, but it's not as good. Have you been on a helicopter?
No. Small planes, yeah, but
okay. So yeah, like I was like, oh, let's go, above Manhattan. That sounds cool. I know that I think. Uri, our finance director, he took once, I think, a helicopter from not Los Angeles, from Hollywood,
right,
to Grand Canyon.
Wow,
and back.
How far is that?
It's not that far, to be honest with you. I don't know how much, how long is on a helicopter, but Grand Canyon from Las Vegas. Sorry, Las Vegas. That's the word. No.
Okay.
From Las Vegas, because from Los Angeles to Las Vegas is about 4 hours drive, as far as I remember.
The heli will be a lot.
So, and I think it's probably about 2 to 3 hours, maybe. I mean, we can Google map it, but I guess by helicopter is a bit faster, but
probably less traffic, I think.
Yeah, and they just drop you in the canyon, and they just fly away, and then. You can go from one side of the canyon to another one. I think it's like you have to leave at about 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning and arrive about 6 in the evening. That's how long it is. But you go through the whole valley and everything. So,
what a ride! Well, amazing submission and lovely presentation.
Thank you very much, Jerome. And let's see who is next. Next one up, we have John Hughes. And he says, hello, Colin. Not sure if this is sort of things you were after, but the sun came out this morning. It was Thursday, 17th of April, 2025. I picked up my Z8 with 24-72.8 and headed out of my front door. Walking up the main street and looking back down the street, middle bottom, turning around, trying to capture the village church on the left bottom. So let's find that. Where is the church on the left bottom?
I think it's hidden behind the trees.
Oh, yes, that's right. So I stitched about 13 images from the top.
Oh.
All right. So let me see. Okay, it's quite a few images to deconstruct here. So 13 images stitched together into panorama. So that's quite cool.
Wow.
And then, so walk back to my house, find a gray sky image. So he went for a walk.
Yeah.
He took several images.
Yeah.
But not just shots. He also did a bit of panoramic shot as well, which is quite cool.
Really appreciate the effort. It's,
definitely. So that's how when you put your mind towards something.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't plan it, but then here we go.
Well, you just did it.
Yeah. Thank you very much, John. I really like it. It's quite fun. And I do like the clouds on your panoramic shots as well.
Very moody.
Absolutely. And it's a beautiful area to live in. So, it looks quite peaceful as well.
A lot quieter than Churton Street.
Yeah, we have a local wildlife in here as well. But,
we definitely do.
But definitely, yeah, there's definitely less trees and fields and ponds around. There's only Thames, really. So, okay, let's go further down. Let's see. It is very quiet, as John says. Sometimes it's nice because you come in, let's say, especially like working in London, it's a bit busy, but the train's packed, the packed, and then you come out, it's just nice and peaceful and quiet.
Nice and quiet.
Absolutely. Okay, who's next? We got Konstantinos, beautiful name. Let's see what Konstantinos says. So it's Konstantinos Tomaras. So it's called Brassens Meet Captain Nemo.
Wow.
That's when it's shot. Because first I saw the Ferris wheel and I was like, oh, is it London? London Eye doesn't look like this.
Definitely don't remember seeing that statue in front of London Eye.
That's right. It's like proper cracking, isn't it? So
that's so cool.
Let's see. So he says, story behind the picture. For a limited period of time, a sculpture of a half machine, half organic creature called Naughty Pulpy? I think it's like pulpo, which is octopus.
Okay.
I know pulpo is octopus in Spanish. So this sculpture was exhibited at Square in Brussels. I will butcher French names. That's
so
the
good,
problem.
man.
The artwork was designed by Belgian architect and graphic novel author Francois Schouten on commission.
Very difficult names.
That's right. That's right. I'm sorry for butchering everyone's names. So that was done there. So it was designed wishing to commemorate the 120 years since the dance of French author, another French name, Jules Verne. I know that.
Oui, oui.
Okay. Yes. The artwork was inspired by Jules Verne's novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and represents a creature which is a cross between Captain Nemo's submarine Nautilus and the giant octopus mentioned in the novel.
Very cool.
Thank you very much. So, a part of butchering everyone's name in French and the places.
You're doing great, Con.
Absolutely. Well, we have one of our customers who lives in Belgium, not in Brussels, but travels through Brussels. His name is Yves. Thanks for stopping by this week.
Pleasure seeing you this week, absolutely.
He decided to keep his Z8 and sell us his Z9. So what he did, he jumped on a train to Eurostar and just, in 2 hours, he was at King's Cross, and in 20 minutes, he was at Grays of Westminster.
Amazing.
Incredible. That's the beauty of travel by train. Okay, who's next? We've got Lawrence Moore, and this is beautiful black and white shot with a very high contrast.
Oh, wow.
And he says, this photograph of from museum captures the essence of town steeped in history and cultural vibrancy. Situated in the heart of From Somerset, a town with origins tracing back at least 685 AD, the museum resides in a Grade 2 listed Italianet building construction in 1865 as a From literary and scientific institution. Taken on Z6 on 9th of April. I'm glad, I really like that now people put the dates on the picture. So I didn't just went to my Lightroom library.
Yeah, absolutely.
And found this shot from the 90s or something, So no, I'm really glad. I think this is what challenge is about kind of we asking you to do a take photograph of for specific topic, specific change, and you go and do that because some of us are just wildlife photographers.
Yeah.
And if we, let's say, need to take a landscape shot or let's say architecture shot, then we may be a little bit puzzled.
Yeah.
So I might need to go on YouTube and see how it's done. What apertures need to be for, I'm kidding, but that's the idea. I think when we create the work for specific thing, I think it's definitely
I guess the idea is to get them out to shoot, right?
Absolutely.
That specific thing.
Absolutely.
Love the black and white, by
I
the way.
gave you 2 rolls on Kentmere 200 with the idea of getting it shot before the release, and
I
you
know.
That's what it is.
Sorry. Let's not do this in public.
It's fine. JW said that this black and white photo is absolutely lovely, and I absolutely agree with you. It's a great contrast as well. So it's almost like, is it a night shot? Is it a day shot?
That's what I thought at first, but I think no, I don't think it's side lighting, right? So probably
very, very high contrast. So
very high contrast.
So high contrast today with probably pure, no clouds at all, pure sky.
Yeah.
All right. So next one up, we have Len Oshman with a beautiful sunset, and this is not in England. This is
a lot of international viewers.
That's right. It's Ocean City, New Jersey, taken with Z9 and 51.4. Wow. Sunset on the Broadwalk before the crowds of summer. Says Len. Beautiful shot.
Love that sky.
Ocean City, New Jersey. I haven't been there, so.
Maybe next
time. That's right. I mean, as far as I went when I went to New York, it's Brighton Beach. I've been to New Jersey once, and there was some outlet, some mall or something. I was very young, but I was not 20, and it was my first time abroad. I brought a suitcase full of clothes.
That's it.
That was the NF100. Okay.
F100. Do you know that story?
F100 has definitely more importance.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when you're 20 and you make your own money, the suit of full of clothes, that was it. But I think next time, I'm heading towards New York. New Jersey is just across, was a Hudson River, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously New Jersey is a big state, but Ocean City sounds like a lovely place. Thank you very much, Len, for submitting your shot for us. So, okay, who is next? So from the sunset straight to the night. We've got Martin Torodi, who emailed us this beautiful shot. And what does he say?
Wow.
He says, a touch is a picture of my hometown, St. Pete's Port, shot deep into the blue hour. I love the contrast of man-made light and the shadowy structures and dramatic sky, taken with Z6 and Biotrox 16mm 1.8, which is a really good lens.
Really beautiful shot. Love the colors and the contrast with the blues and yellow and warm tones. It's pretty cool, yeah.
And it's not full night yet, you see. It's just about
blue hour,
to settle, isn't it? So, but it's like the end kind of spectrum of the hour.
Yeah,
as well.
a lot of people talk about golden hour, but blue hour, it looks incredible as well.
That's right, and I can see that's a long exposure because you can see kind of how the clouds blur. Yeah, exactly. So, and I know that a lot of you are asking about 16mm, not the Viltrox lenses in general. So here's a good example of what Viltrox in this particular 16mm can do, and I think they're really good lenses for the money.
I mean, our technical advisor Steve Lamb talks very highly of them.
That's right. Again, when you mentioned Voigtlander lenses, and it's like this guy, he's great minds. No, but we have different people shooting with different things. So
right.
Steve likes more kind of modern and sharp clinical look. Let's say, and obviously digital. We tend to shoot more film with more character lenses. So that's the thing. Everyone is different, and there's really nothing wrong with doing whatever things. There's no
do what you enjoy.
Right answers. Absolutely. Pete Gazol in the chat, he says nice blue hour photo. And Andy says great use of complementary colors.
Very
Absolutely.
good.
I agree. Len says, thanks, Colin. If you come to New York, let me know. I'll show you around. Thank you, Len. Absolutely. Nice. Well, my plan is if I come to New York, I've spent 4 months in New York when I was young. I met lots of friends, luckily, I'm a friendly person.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
On a good day, so so definitely every time I go there, I try to visit friends. But this time, then I drop you a line, and the plan is to go and just knock the door of Seth Miranda and say,
"That's right.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Seth?
What's hanging? Let's go do something. So I want to get that beer and pizza reflector.
Beer and
pizza reflector. There's a pizza cardboard reflector I've seen.
I haven't seen that.
So
no.
That's the place. So anyway, definitely, and do some street photography, of course. Andy is asking, anyone going to build in New York on June 17th? Good question, Andy. I'm not going to be there. I've got plans.
Sadly, I won't be there either.
But if any of you who nearby New York, if someone's going to build, definitely let us know in the comments below. All right, let me see, because again, we are okay. Yeah, pictures are changing. Who is next? Next one is Meezy, who taken those 3 wonderful shots. Let me find his email, and he says, "Hi, Con. Hope you and all the Grays guys are doing well." Doing great.
Thank you,
Meezy. Absolutely. I usually watch the Friday streams and post as Meezy. I live in Durham, UK. After many years of trying to get good sunset photo of a cathedral and castle, I managed to do it on the 4th of April.
Hey.
I traveled to a hill slightly outside of town to get an unobstructed view of the cathedral and castle about an hour before the sunset. And as the sun started to go down, I was all set up. I took those images with Nikon Z8 and 24-120. Again, can you see Z8 and 24-120?
It's a theme.
Absolutely. It's one to have.
There's a reason why.
Absolutely. And as you can see, there's we almost like a scene a time lapse in a way. So this is before the sun goes down, and then we got the golden hour, and then we got this beautiful silhouette at the end. So it's a great presentation. Thank you very much.
Lovely shot. I've got a question for you though, Con. Is there a shot that you've been trying to get that you haven't been able to yet? Because he said it took him a while to get this, so...
At this moment,
ooh, we've got a little treat to show you guys.
Things to show you here. So this is something that we've acquired.
Beauty.
Absolutely. Have a look. It's a very interesting camera, by the way. It's Nikon S3 in black.
I don't know if you guys can see it well.
So a lot of you know the original Nikon S3 and an S3 year 2000 edition, which was the one designed in silver or chrome, as we say it. This is a limited edition which came out after year 2000, and it's in black. And that one was only sold in Japan.
That's right. That's right.
So the same as Nikon Black SP, which came out as
SP.
well, so around that time. And this 50 as well, apparently it's what's called Olympic replica as well. So how many of those are you going to buy?
Oh man, all of them. If I could.
Yeah, let me actually switch to the bigger picture. So
That's perfect.
because we're on a little screen. We're on a little screen here, so...
That's one of the best looking cameras I've ever seen in the shop.
And I always check the patch on those cameras. And
how's it looking?
The patch on that looks really good, though. Yeah, it's really good and really bright lines as well. Have a look at that. I think you have a collector of Nikon cameras. You can't forget about rangefinders.
You can't. A lot of people don't realize, but these things are so well built and amazing lenses as well. Rangefinder's not for everybody, though. I think different way it's shooting.
That's true.
But
I think I'll convince you at some point.
I mean,
he was shooting with my Leica a little bit for a couple of shots.
Yeah, I did have fun with that. The Mamiya 7, it's been great.
Oh yeah, you've got my Mamiya 7
That's
now.
right.
That's right. So
proud owner.
Yes. How do you find it?
Oh man, I haven't shot it that much, but the shots I've got back from it's back to the S3 though. That's what we're talking about.
The thing is, that's how I started as well. My Mamiya 7 was my first rangefinder.
Yeah.
Like proper rangefinder. Well, there's obviously like other rangefinders, but Mamiya 7 was my first big rangefinder.
Real one.
And after that was Leica. It's such a natural path.
Not bad.
So that's the thing. It's one of those. But I'm on the lookout for S3. Definitely. I can't afford black one. I'll go for the standard chrome.
Yeah.
I do like SP. We had S4 recently.
That's right. SP S4. I did find the SP a bit too small almost. I feel like this is a nicer size. It just feels a little bit better in the hand.
It depends what you do, I guess, because it's one of those things that, like when you do street, you want to have the smallest camera as possible in a way.
That is true. Yeah.
Because you become definitely less noticeable, almost invisible, and obviously if you if you do it naturally, it becomes a second nature, that's the thing. With bigger cameras, not so much. Like F4 is a little bit, too much for street photography, but it doesn't mean you can't do it. Very loud. So that's the thing. But I do find that, autofocus cameras for street photography, we're talking about film autofocus cameras. They're not that great compared to, let's say, if you pre-focus in a way, especially shooting with wide angles, so 28mm.
Sure.
Stick to f500 of a second, f8 or f11, either focus to infinity or about 3 meters, depending on how far you're shooting. You got depth field covering everything, so so it effectively becomes point and shoot.
Yeah,
you don't need to worry for your, let's say, f80 or f100 to focus.
Just worry about composition, right?
Exactly.
Capture the moments, and this will be going on the website pretty soon. So be on the lookout, guys.
That's right. So this is more of a collectible piece, isn't it? Because it's rare, effectively.
Absolutely. I mean, it must be really fun to shoot it as well.
That's true.
But I think I would leave that on my shelf.
Maybe I should put a roll through. But I have to wear gloves, probably. All right. Let's see. We've got, let's have a look at the comments here. Simon says, that's a beautiful camera. David says, I want it. Andy says, I'll contact you on one of the next live shows with the contact info. Okay. And then Simon says, question, is that mount too big for rangefinder form factor? The thing about this, my thinking about digital rangefinder is why, let's say, it may not happen. Because if we release digital rangefinder, it will need, Nikon, we're talking about Nikon, they need to release proper lenses to go with it. Right. You can't just use Z lenses. And because the whole idea of rangefinder is you're focusing manually, so like a lot of lenses, let's say for Leica, they will have a little tab for focusing here. In terms of, let's say, Nikon S series, you've got, obviously you can focus with your hands, but there's a little wheel in here to focus as well. So it almost will require a Nikon to release at least a set of 3 lenses to go with it, because there are not many of those S lenses around anymore. So I think, when we think about, let's say, ZR, so Nikon Z rangefinder, it's not just a camera that needs to be released. There's a lot more thoughts that will need to go into it, and I guess a lot more resources, which is so in my opinion, I would love that, and definitely I would. It'd
be amazing, but. Maybe unlikely. I think maybe in the future.
So you think like you wouldn't buy ZF and you would just go straight for ZR?
Oh man, I'd be tempted. I want to see what it looks like first and, try it out. But I love the idea of it, but it does take a lot of effort and research and
research and development, basically. But to answer your question, Simon, I don't think the actual Z mount is big enough, because as rangefinders, you actually don't see through the lens. You've got obviously a parallax system, the rangefinder system, which is separate. So as long as you can couple the lens with a rangefinder, the optical rangefinder, you should be fine. That's the thing. But I don't think that standard Nikon Z lenses would work this way, because as well, they're focused by wire. That's another thing. So that's kind of the challenge which will be there. David Lou is asking, we're going to come back to the challenge.
Promise.
All right. So David Lou says, would a digital rangefinder have a real rangefinder or a fake one, like Fujifilm X100 or X1 or X Pro series?
They had a hybrid one in one of their cameras.
Well, Fujis are not rangefinders. Fujis are not true rangefinders.
Okay.
Effectively, so X Pro, which was the first one of the bunch, it's effectively would have optical viewfinder, and it's a higher, and it will have a screen in there as well. So you could choose either use optical viewfinder and rely on very slow autofocus, which improved now, but still not amazingly fast. Or you effectively have an electronic viewfinder. So it would be impossible to focus manually there. So unless you use electronic viewfinder.
Gotcha.
So the true rangefinders currently available is obviously Leica rangefinders. And is it Pixie, I think, French manufacturer. So that's got optical viewfinder. So that's as far as we go. So it's not much
real true.
That's the thing. And I think the problem is it's quite expensive, the rangefinder mechanism. Look at Leica prices.
And do you require maintenance as well, don't they?
Well, to be honest with you, unless you knock it.
Okay.
So you should be fine. So, but that's the thing. I would personally prefer a proper rangefinder with manual focus lenses, but that's just the way I tend to shoot.
You're a purist.
That's the thing. But I think a lot of, let's say, modern users, not ancient as me, I think they would prefer to have rangefinder with autofocus, which would be more akin of X Pro series. But if that comes out from Nikon, I'm not going to be particularly excited about it. I can tell you personally. I do like, unless you go context route. So that's the thing.
Oh,
here we go. Someone bought it.
It's gone, guys.
And it's gone. And it's gone. Well,
bye.
Sorry, guys. That's what happens. Great. Do you have anything else to show us? We'll just sell everything. Just keep bringing them. It was good to have it while it was here.
Oh man.
Yeah, I can't really put a roll through that.
It's gone now, Con.
All right, let's look at more of your comments here. John William Isha says, I have in the box a Nikon SP Limited with all the papers, etc. from Japan. John, you're sitting on gold mine. It's
beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's
rare.
Probably in value bigger than Bitcoin. Probably not. All right, so David says, just build a new film rangefinder. That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Nikon, if you're listening.
That's right. But again, research and development. That's the thing. I'm kind of being a bit cynical on those things. I do feel like that anything that requires any building from scratch, a lot of companies just play it safe and says, no, we'd rather build it on something. And that's, I think, the reason why rangefinders are going to be difficult to come by. That's the thing. But it is what it is. But I mean, if you can release it,
there's definitely demand. People are asking about it. So
that's right. I would sell my Nikon Z8 and ZF.
You like us, maybe?
Those. Well, let's not go that far. No, I'm kidding.
Extreme.
I'm kidding. Leica M4P is not going to fetch that much, I can tell you that. All right, so Colin Murphy says, hi, Con, the S3 is sold. I'm speaking with Rafi right now, and I'm my second one. It's Colin.
Snatched it.
Well done.
Well done, Colin.
I'm glad you saw us. I'm glad you were with us on this live stream. Thank you very much, Colin.
Congratulations.
You're there for a treat, I can tell you that much. All right. Okay, so John says, I love my SP. Okay, let's go back. Next one up is Nick Harrison. Let's see if I can switch it on here. Back to the emails. Let's see what Nick says here. He says, this shot is taken in Manchester. Details. A station agent's house, Landmark Trust, taken at the first passenger railway station in the world.
Wow.
a literally artist in action. Nikon Z8 2470,
Nice.
1/25 and f2.8.
Really cool shot.
Great shot.
Love the tones.
So tell me. I can see there's a window reflection on one of the frames, but it does look like you've used some lights though.
Yeah, I can see.
So
Okay.
tell us, Nick, how you've taken it. What light did you use?
Love to know.
That's the thing, because it's kind of, when you see the reflection, you see, oh, that's light coming from the window.
Yeah.
But the way it's lit is quite, it's quite dramatic lighting as well. So, quite interesting. So definitely do let us know in the chat. We'd like to hear it.
Very well lit.
All right. Are you playing a bit with studio lighting nowadays or not yet?
No, I have. So during pandemic, I literally bought a whole kit with strobes and soft boxes. So
what did you buy? What brand?
I had a Godox. I can't remember the model. Something 600. It was secondhand, and then I bought the bulb separately.
So those are flashes. Those are not continuous LED. Yes. Yeah, so.
No, they're actually proper strobes. And
I like that. That's how that's a good way to go.
Yeah. I mean, watching a lot of YouTube. I did have a digital camera at the time as well, so it was easy to see the results. And yeah, I used it so much during COVID, and then right when things opened back up again, I did have the opportunity to shoot in studio for a brand, and I felt really confident. So definitely learned a lot. There's definitely a lot still to learn, but yeah, dabble here and there.
Nice. I still have my set of Elinchromes.
Cool.
I think they're 500s,
Yeah.
2 500 watts or 600. I'm not BXRI something, yeah, and one is 1,200, I think, or 1,000. So still have them for 20 years now or so.
Still going.
Haven't used them for about a year now. I'm not doing as much of that work, but but definitely, I think if you want to learn old school, that's a good way to do it. But obviously, continuous lights nowadays, it was interesting because when I was starting, right?
Yeah.
We didn't have those cheap LEDs anywhere. Right, so they were told, okay, you can get this halogen lamps, continuous lighting, and it's great to learn because you can adjust it visually and things like this. So take a light meter and test it.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, because they were so expensive, you would buy Bowens back in the day. That would be the Bowens back in the day were the Godox of today.
Oh, right.
It's kind of
interesting.
When you start in. They're reasonably inexpensive. They're good, well made, and they last, very long. So, and obviously, I learned with strobes, and you back in the day, you would have a sync cable connected to your light meter, and you would test it and see what light it is, and you would test the second light, yada.
Proper way to do it.
That's the thing. Then digital came, right? And the way, when I was doing studio work, it would start with testing this, but then it was so much easier just set everything up, take a shot, see what it looks like, and adjust accordingly, So that's the thing.
A lot of digital for
and
that.
again, it's not film, so you're not going to waste any shots, so you can go visually about this. But yes, strobes are very old school. I mean, if you look at nowadays, actually, the market is saturated basically with continuous lights effectively.
There's a lot of plethora now. Yeah. Have you ever shot any Arris with any Arri
lights?
The hot lights, yeah.
Do you know how much they are?
They are very expensive.
There you go.
They're very warm as well, right?
That's the thing.
I don't know. Some shooters might.
I saw some Arris actually down the road here. No. Literally, where the market is.
Yeah.
I think it's a butcher place now, and there's Italian place, Gastronomica.
The restaurant.
Yeah. So that place. It used to be off license.
Right.
Most of it is postcards and stationery. They were filming a scene there. I think it was a movie about Margaret Thatcher. I forgot the name, but they filmed for whole days. So they closed this area and stuff.
Yeah.
They had those Arri lights, but we're talking about they're the size
the big ones.
They had 3 of those, so they were called daylight basically.
Right. Replicating the sun.
Those things they were warm. You would be 5 meters away.
Yeah.
You could feel the heat coming from.
That's insane. Yeah.
That's the thing. So no, haven't done those. Shot was lucky enough to shoot with some bronze colors. Those are not cheap as well. So but. Elinchrome's Pro Photos, those are kind of, for me, I still feel those are, obviously, like I'm stuck with Elinchromes because it was slightly above Bowens at the time. Not as much pro photo, but I really enjoy my Elinchromes, you know. So, but I'm sure you enjoy your Godox, you know.
I loved it, yeah.
That's the thing. And the beauty of those is they're not that expensive. So if you, even let's say one breaks, you can, you know.
You can replace it very easily.
That's the thing. Obviously, there's a value in buying more expensive lights for consistency and things like this, you know. But
to start and learn.
That's the thing. At the stage of your kind of photographic journey, when you're learning a lot from that, you're going to be absolutely fine.
And the fundamentals are the same, so...
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, let's see. The next shot we have is a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
From Paul Montgomery. I'm having a cup of coffee right now. He says afternoon all, maybe not the best photo I've taken, but this where I spend the most of my Saturday mornings, and it's taken with Nikon ZF and 28-75mm lens at 28 mil. I mean, I like a good coffee in the morning.
Who doesn't, right?
I think it kind of brings me up to speed, you know. I can function, you know. The society can function as well, I think, you know. So that's good.
The world is run.
That's
coffee.
right. And we've got Perry Lyson, who's next, and it's another night shot.
Wow.
So from morning back to the night. And he says, I live in town called Nykvarn. Hopefully, it's in Sweden. It's located 50 kilometers southwest of Stockholm. It is quite small, with about 12,000 people who live in there. The picture was taken in a small pond that is nicely located in central Nykvarn. In the background of the water, which supplies Nykvarn with drinking water, and mansion used by Swedish church.
Very cool.
We go. Have you been to Sweden?
I really need to travel more. I haven't.
I need to get out of the house, man.
I really do, man.
Too much PlayStation?
Lately, yeah. I do plan on traveling a bit this year, though. Some new places. We'll see.
All right. Well, this
lovely shot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, ZF with 28mm 2.8
Good
lens.
choice.
I've been to a place called Tannendalen in Sweden. That was many moons ago.
Yeah.
My friend had a little house on a little island, so we had to we had to leave the car on the highway.
Yeah.
Go about, I think, like 100 meters through the forest, take a boat.
That's so cool.
You know, so, and I'd fly to Oslo, go to the border of Norway with Sweden, and Tannendalen is somewhere on the border, you know, and she picked me up on the really old fort, like from the 80s.
Yeah.
And stuff. That was really cool. And
quite the adventure.
Absolutely. And yeah, we've been fishing, gathering. Man. That was good fun, you know. It was at the time where I was a free spirit. All right, so
before we tied you to this room
before I got married. Yeah. All right, so we got Philip Freeman next, who is saying, "Hi Con, this is one of the Manchester's iconic landmark, the pyramid at Stockport, situated in Junction 1 on the M60 Manchester's Ring Road." Very specific.
Very specific.
So you can Google it now; it will be there.
Interesting camera choice as well.
Absolutely.
Fuji X100VI.
Have you pre-ordered one?
I was so close, guys, but I'm kind of glad I didn't now. I don't know. Great camera, but
it's digital. Let's be honest. I mean,
that's not why. I'm not. I love digital as well. I don't know. I think I'll probably go for a ZF over it now. Just, you know, change lenses and full frame, but. Really cool idea, really cool. I love the photos that come out of it. The recipes are really cool as well. So,
yeah, nice. I think X100VI is a great camera, but I would say it's a great additional camera.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, obviously, some people can just rock one camera and it's going to be X100, and it's absolutely fine.
Shots, yeah.
But let's say for your work, where you do a bit of portraiture, a bit of the like,
doesn't suit it that well.
Exactly. So, camera with interchangeable lenses probably makes more sense.
And I'd probably be still waiting for it because it was out of stock for so long.
That's true. It's been out for a while. All right. So next one we have. Oh no! Okay. Oh no!
We didn't show the.
Oh no, we did.
Oh, we did show.
Okay.
We're behind, guys.
We are here. We are showing pictures. Next one up is Rundle, and he says, "Well, he says Nikon Z8 with 180-600 lens at 600 mil. I finally got him because he was playing hide and seek, but his singing for a mate was wonderful."
Yeah.
Here you go. This is my hometown. This is area where I live. It's an interesting interpretation, and I really appreciate it.
That's one of the local residents.
That's right. The local wildlife. You know, I mean, sometimes if he knocks your window and says, like, have you got some salt or sugar or something?
Little...
You know? That's right. You know,
we do have a very elusive robin in the garden downstairs as well. Really hard to capture it, but yeah, he's there every now and then.
Does he like to sing at 4 a.m. in the morning?
Yes.
Are those normally Arsenal chants?
Let's not talk about Arsenal.
Thank you very much.
Trying to
Randall.
forget, Con.
It's all right. It's too soon. Don't worry. It's going to be always the next year.
There's always next season.
That's right. Apparently I've read today in the news that says if he's not going to deliver next season, it's over for.
I mean, it's getting to that point. We might get your coach. He's great. Oliver Glasser.
All they want is just poach our best players, our best coaches.
Hey,
Let us be. We like our 12th place.
here he goes.
That's right. All right. So Rick Getty is next with a nice panoramic shot. So let's see what he says here.
Oh, lovely.
He says, here's a shot of my hometown. This is hometown of one of our former presidents, Jimmy Carter. He was born in Plains, GA, Georgia. Yeah, grew up dirt poor and without electricity as a very young person on his family farm. Grew the farm to one of the largest farms, then to governor of the state of Georgia, and then to president of the United States.
Wow.
After
What a
his
journey.
presidents, it's a good run, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good career path as well. What am I doing here? I'm in the wrong place.
What are you doing, Con? What are you doing?
What do I do to become president of the United States? Probably
It might be a
first.
little bit difficult for you. Maybe the accent might make it a little
Green
bit difficult.
card.
But green card is the first step.
It's a
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll do that then. All right. So the photo was taken on the Shenhao 6x17 panoramic camera.
Whoa.
That is a nice camera. Shenhao is a really good manufacturer of large format cameras. So eventually I'll end up having one with Portra 160 early on Saturday in March 2025.
Almost looks like a movie set.
That's right.
Really cool.
It does look like a movie set, and I just love the colors.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Portrait, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Good old portrait. Nice and warm. All right. Who's next? We got Shol Nashitz. And he says, I live in a very small rural community in northern Israel. Not much to see or do here, except for our local pub where we meet after hours and enjoy the drink and conversation. So that was shot on Nikon ZF and Typoc 28mm 1.4 lens.
Okay, different lens as well.
And that's the thing. Your hometown could be anything. Could be the place. Could be a pub. So a Typoc 28mm, I want to try that. It's, I've read about it. When you check one lens and then the Instagram and like the whole internet recommends one Typoc lens.
The algorithm.
That will happen to me. And but I do want to try that. Absolutely. All right. So next one up is shot from Simon Hopkinson, aka Joe Vlogs. Let me find his email. And he said, as promised, please find the attached my photo of my hometown for the challenge. And then he writes a poem. There is a sign, perhaps some indication. It leads away from hope towards my home location.
Interesting.
Do you live in fear?
No.
It's a beautiful shot.
I live in London.
Which is not far from fear. Let's be honest. All right, it's a beautiful shot. I think, I like the idea behind it. And, it's very thoughtful as well.
Love how it falls out of focus as well. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, it was shot with H5 1.8G.
D800.
And it's probably, I don't rate H5 1.8G, Simon, but it's probably the first shot that can change my mind, actually. That's, it's beautiful rendering. I shot with it, upgrade to 1.4G eventually. So that's the thing. But I was photographing people at the time.
You were?
Yeah. So that was my part of my life where I photographing people, So, and definitely 1.4G is better for that. But 1.8G, I'm looking at the show, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Awesome, yeah. If you told me it was, almost has a medium format feel to it.
That's
the way it falls off.
That's right. H5 1.G is no slouch. So take all my words back about this lens.
What do you know about cameras, Con?
I know nothing. As I say, we just do this little video on YouTube.
Just sell them for a living,
That's right. So next one, now we have Terence Allen. And Terence is...
Terry Allen.
I've known Terence for a very long time.
Part of the Grace family for sure.
Absolutely. Always good to see you when you come to the store, and obviously we meet you at last time I think we met Terence at photography show.
Right.
In London. So that was fun. And he says, I hope you had a great Easter weekend. Today I took a walk through my village with Z6 III and Viltrox f2.8 lens. So another Viltrox example here.
A popular lens.
That's right. So my hometown is actually known as Raynham Village, Greater London, Essex. The shot is looking west along Upminster Road South, taken in the painted wall on the right, depicting the village, which is home to St. Helen St. Giles Church. So very specific. So if you are ever in that area, so Rainham Village, and it's West along Upminster Road South, you will know where Terence took the shot.
Might see him around with his road trucks.
That's right. Where I live, it's quite similar.
Really?
So I might see you in the pub, Terence. One day. All right, so let's see who is next. So we are almost at the end.
2 more to go.
2 more to go. So we got Tilden Daniels with this set of shots over traffic lights. And he says, let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Let's find his email. So he said, greetings from Seattle, Washington, USA. I've enjoyed your videos and live streams. I came to the channel for lens and camera reviews, but I have stayed for discussions. I'm a Nikon Z user, but I also enjoy film photography. That's the thing. You come for one thing and you stay there for a good company, and that's what we enjoy, because all of you are in the chat. What we consider our community. It's always a pleasure to see you in the chat. I hope you like it, and I hope you enjoy the conversation. And it's always a pleasure to see that we have these people around us who enjoy photography, because it's not just about megapixels and focus points and things like this. Sometimes it's just all about the good photography.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what we encourage you to do with those challenges. So thank you very much for everyone who, being here for us, and for your submissions as well. The last one.
Last shot. Ooh.
We have a Trevor Ratkin.
I've not seen this one yet.
All right, it is a black and white shot. Let's see what Trevor says. He says, yeah, it's great, isn't it? I like that he didn't go just for black and white. He went for kind of sepia.
Yeah.
So which I think suits the shot really, really well. So he says, photo of my hometown of Stamford in Lincolnshire, where I went to school and spent the first 18 years of my life, taken with D750, DSLR going here, with a 24-72.8 Nikon lens. Post-processing in Affinity Photo. Again, Rebel, no Adobe junk, and a warm tone supplied for DxO Silver FX.
It really suits like the setting, and beautiful place. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like a fairy tale, isn't it?
Yeah.
And these are all submissions that you had for us. This challenge. What I want from you is to think, what would you like your next challenge to be?
Leave a comment.
Leave a comment under this video or in the chat. We're going to discuss it more next week as well. But what do you think so far? I mean,
that was really fun. Lots of great shots, a lot of variety as well. With,
what do you think about level of photography here?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I'm just kidding. It's you see everyone approach things very differently.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing. Everyone's kind of mind works differently as well. So but I think in terms of photography, I mean, it's great shots. As I say, I'm always happy to see what you do with your cameras, because we do go out and shoot, and we record our little videos here. Z5 reviews, Z5 II reviews coming out on Monday. But it's nice because it's not just photographs; it's the story behind it.
Yeah, the added context to it is really cool to hear, and
What challenge, would you like to do yourself?
Myself, man.
Yeah, you asked me about the shot. I won't say. I will come back to you on that one. But
really got to
shall we do fashion photography? Is that we're gonna do that?
I mean, that's fun. That's way up my alley. I'll get back to you on that. I'll leave a comment on the video.
All right. What would you suggest for our next challenge for
the guys?
Our viewers? Yes. So pets, like J Blue says, let's do pets. I mean, pets is always fun.
Pets, I'd love to be part of that one for sure. Have you done a pets one before?
Well, I have a dog.
Yeah, but I mean, like the challenge.
I think we did a human portraiture. It was called human portraiture for that specific reason, So no animals, no zombies, so no aliens were allowed. But yeah, maybe we can do an animal portraiture.
Yeah.
How about that? I mean, probably, think about this. We're going to give you a weekend. And then next week we can discuss. I don't know what we're going to do next week. And I feel like film live stream is due, isn't it? Because we do talk about film all the time. But I think we can talk longer. Like it's going to be about 5 hours long, I think.
Wow.
First
Rabbit popcorn.
Warm up. Exactly. But thanks so much, everyone, for joining us today. We've it's already 1 hour 15. So let's meet next
pleasure.
week. In the meantime, go take your cameras out. Take them for a walk.
Get some pictures, guys.
Exactly.
Lovely weekend.
Exactly.
In London.
Hopefully on film. No, I'm kidding. Digital is fine. Digital is fine. So, Dan, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, Con. Thank you for having me.
I really hope you can take over one day.
We'll see. A lot of pressure. I don't know if I can fill those shoes.
That's right. I'm reading this book, right?
Go on.
It's very American. It's I'm reading this book. I don't know why, because I'm just tired. So I don't know how I chose this book, but
Right.
this book is about this. Like in United States, you have this thing of night television, night shows. This late night. What with Jimmy, whatever.
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah. So there was Jay Leno back in the day, and Letterman. What's his name?
David Letterman.
David Letterman. And this whole story about how Jay got the show, what was called the late night show, one of those. So after Jimmy Carson, I think. And this whole thing, and it's about like he left after 30 years, right? And this whole story of like that Letterman's supposed to have it, like technically because that's what Carson wanted, but Jay Leno got it, and this whole behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, like, when you take over after me, and then instead of you, I'll name someone else.
Oh, man, brutal.
I don't know why I'm reading this. So anyway, this is off topic. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We will see you next week.
Bye-bye. Ciao.